Virtual Vanguard Productions. Welcome to Cooking in the Dark, connecting communities through yummy food. Well, I'm blind and often am cooking in the dark. Most folks I know cook in the dark because they don't know where their food comes from. This show is dedicated to shedding light on the people and the places where our food is produced, right here in Colorado. We're going to change the way you think about food, one bite at a time. Hi, I'm Claudia Folska, and this is Cooking in the Dark, connecting communities through yummy food. Today, I have two special guests here to help me make honey cakes. This is Sierra. Say hi, Sierra.
Hi.
And this is Harlan.
Hi.
Sierra, where do you go to school?
I go to Douglas County High School.
Oh, so this is your first year? Are you a freshman?
Yes.
All right. And where do you go to school, Harlan?
Buffalo Ridge.
Oh, and what grade are you in this year?
First.
First grade. So this is kind of a big step for both of you. Well, I'm so glad that you've come over to help me cook today. We are going to make honey cakes. What do you guys know about honey?
Well, we never kill bees because they make honey, and we never pick dandelions
Why?
because they have them for food.
Right. In fact, that's so interesting. You know, the honey bee is really struggling now in America. 40% of our honeybee population is dying or dead. So the number one food source, and you're just quite right, Harlan, the number one food source for honeybees is dandelions. And what do? We pick them out of the ground and we put poison on them to kill them. And so the poor honeybees are dying. We need our honeybees. In fact, humanity depends on honey. And they also depend on the pollination that we get from the honeybees so we can grow our fruits and vegetables. So in celebration of the honeybee, we are going to make honey cake. Now, Sierra, I'm going to count on you. I'm going to scoot over here, and the two of you are going to teach me how to make honey cake. So what's the first step?
So we
We have to separate the wet ingredients from the dry ingredients.
Okay.
Okay.
Why don't we get that started first? So should we do the dry ingredients first?
Yes.
Okay.
So-
And those are going to go in the big bowl?
No, they go in the little bowl because we add the dry to the
Okay.
wet.
All right.
So first we add flour.
Ooh.
And then
So our things are already pre-measured, right?
Yes.
And how much flour do you think that is?
probably about 2 cups.
Uh-huh. I think it seems like about 2 cups. Okay, what else should go in there?
And then cinnamon and just cinnamon.
Now, I know that we're going to cook the honey cakes at 350 degrees for approximately 30 minutes. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, that is about
And that makes it real simple, right? Because you can just have that cooking while you're eating your dinner. I can move this over here.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, and then we dump the sugar in the big bowl.
Okay.
Yes. Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
I can take that. Thank you.
Dump the honey in the big bowl. Yeah.
Now this honey is local honey, and what's really wonderful about our local honey is that if we eat it on a regular basis, then we can protect ourselves and build our immune system so we reduce our chances of developing allergies and things like that. Do you like to eat honey?
Yeah.
Okay, and I also have a special honey to show you after we've put this into the oven. We're doing a lot in Colorado and especially in the Denver metro region to make sure that our honeybees are secure and have a thriving life. Okay, now we have our honey and our sugar.
And now I have some orange juice.
Okay, excellent. I can take that for you. Thank you.
And then we put some oil in the big bowl.
Our oil.
Okay, regular oil. Okay.
And then we do the eggs.
We have 4 eggs.
Okay. Now, do you think these eggs come from a backyard chicken?
I think so.
I think they do. Let me give you a bowl to put the
Okay.
shells
Do you
in. All right, there we go. 4 eggs. This cake is going to be so moist.
Yes. Awesome job. Okay.
All done?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and now we do the orange zest, remember? So Harlan's gonna take an orange and zest a little bit of the orange. Are you getting it? Do you need help? Yeah, there you go.
I love orange zest because you know when you put that fresh orange rind into what you're baking or cooking, it just makes the flavors come alive. It has a nice balance and it makes it vibrant, you know? And a lot of times when we cook, I, as you know, can't see, but we can use all of our other senses, right? When we're cooking. So smell is pretty important, but what else is important when we're cooking?
Nose.
Your nose, and how does it taste? Right? Because we want to eat yummy food.
There you go.
All right.
Gonna mix, now you mix all the wet ingredients.
Boy, that does smell good. I just
Yeah.
love cooking with fresh ingredients.
So then after we've mixed all the wet ingredients, we have to add the dry
Okay.
to the wet.
So now do you just dump the whole thing in or do you
No.
add it little by little?
You have to add a little bit at a time.
Okay, so
Harlan-
is Harlan going to keep stirring while you're adding the
Yes.
dry ingredients? Okay.
yeah. So
Well, this seems pretty simple.
you do a little bit and stir it all together.
Fabulous. Look at that. Good job.
And make sure you scrape all the sides to get all the flour in.
Okay. Yeah, because you really want to have it well incorporated, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I wanted to show you something about my oven that looks a little bit different than everybody else's oven. You know, today, all of the electronics that we use, all those devices are always flat screen. Like you'll see my microwave is flat. And this whole control panel for the oven is flat. So what I had to do is I had to put Velcro stickers on there so I can feel how to operate my oven. So I know that this button is a convection oven, so I have to turn that on first. And let's listen. I'll push that. Did you hear it? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I feel that 1, 2, and then this is the temperature pad. So it's 1, 2, 3. So we want 350. So I'm going to press 3, and then 5, all the way down, just like a telephone keypad, right? 0. And this top Velcro on the right is start. Hear that? Mm-hmm. So we're going to hear that again when the oven actually reaches 350 degrees, okay? And then we'll put it in. But in the meantime, I already have made some honey cakes and we can finish them off now. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yes.
All right, let's go do it. You can go ahead and drizzle that all over your honey cakes. And every time we eat honey, we need to be considerate and thankful to every single little bee, every little soul that made this honey just so we could be healthy and enjoy the sweet nectar of the honey bee.
So Harlan's gonna hold it right over the cakes.
Good job.
So flip through.
And say thank you to the honeybees. Are you done?
And there.
Oh, great. Okay, everybody ready? Let's take a bite. I probably get a big bite.
This is the best one. This is the best honey cake in the world.
Okay, let's see. Mmm.
That was really good.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, Harlan, Sierra, thank you so much for cooking with me in my kitchen today. I really appreciate it.
I had fun. It's super yummy.
Bon appetit. Those honey cakes sure were yummy, and the kids really enjoyed them too. You know, honeybees are so important to our survival. Now, I want to introduce you to my friend, Caitlin Rose Kinney. She's the beekeeper on the roof at Denver Union Station.
We're up here on Union Station's roof with the bees. As you can see, there's a lot of bees. This one's really interested in me and how I smell. We've got 4 colonies living up here on Union Station's roof. They're doing really, really well. We've had these colonies for about 2 months now, and it's the beginning of July, so they're in peak season. They are going for it. They're working super hard, being really productive, collecting a lot of nectar. Just in the past week, I've seen a significant increase in their honey production, which is really, really exciting. The bees on the roof at Union Station are here more as a project to bring awareness to the bees and to the challenges that bees are facing. Now, Union Station is a steward for the bees. We're stimulating some conversation up here about what bees do for us. They've got great honey, and we'll be collecting some of that honey to put towards some culinary projects and beautiful tasting things. I am lighting a smoker before I open up the hive box. What the smoke does is it basically covers up the smell that the bees put out when they're in a state of alarm. Tricks them into thinking everything is all good, and they ignore my presence as the beekeeper for the most part. I've opened up the top box and we have a good amount of bees up here. This colony is doing really well. They've now gone from building out the lower box to starting to build out the top box. And these bees have been in here only a couple months now, so they're doing a good job. Every single bee that I am seeing on this frame is a female bee, so female worker bees. And as you can see, they're just going about their own business. They're doing their own work. They're really not that concerned that we're here. So this was sticky because one, there's some wax comb that they've drawn that connects the two. And then also there's propolis, which is the orange sticky stuff around the edges of the hive. They use that to seal off any cracks. Things like insects, other insects, wasps, they can't get in. So they protect themselves by sealing off the cracks with the propolis. And then propolis also helps their hives stay clean and hygienic because propolis is antifungal and antibacterial. And propolis has for a long time, been something that people put on wounds, so burns or cuts or scrapes. We're gonna get in here and see some awesome honeycomb. This thing right here is actually a sugar feeder, so I'm gonna have to pry that out. My philosophy with beekeeping is that we should do everything that we can to ensure them success and health. So one of the things that is facing bees or challenge that's facing bees is a lack of healthy nectar sources. So you can supplement your bees with sugar water. Almost all beekeepers do this, commercial and backyard beekeepers. So you'll notice that I'm going really slowly through this box. This is something that I mentioned was different about the way that I beekeep. Commercial beekeepers, because they're trying to be efficient, go through these boxes really quickly. And they know what they're looking for. They have great eyes for what they need to see. They can see if the bees are doing well. They can see how the queen's laying. They can see how much honey there is versus pollen, all of that stuff. I go nice and slow because I like to watch the bees. I like to stay in tune with them. And it also helps me leave as little bit of a trace as possible, meaning sometimes bees accidentally get squished in the process of beekeeping. And if I go slow, I can reduce that effect. The bees collect nectar, turn it into honey, and then they eat the honey as their form of like carbohydrate, right? So especially bees that are in an area where there are seasons, like in Colorado, we have winter. They need that honey to get through the winter. In the winter, they cluster, their population reduces, and they metabolize honey to stay warm and get through. So as a beekeeper in Colorado, you do not harvest as much honey because they need that honey to survive the winter.
Busy, busy, okay. Busy, 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 busy.
Who knew so much activity was going on the rooftop of Denver Union Station? Those bees are amazing. Now let's go down to the basement. I'll introduce you to my friend Chef Lon, and he's going to teach me his favorite honey recipe. Well, Chef Lon, I'm so pleased that you're able to participate with us on our show today. One of the things that I like to do is I ask my chefs before we start cooking if you'd be willing to wear a blindfold and spend a little bit of time in my world. You know, connecting to food is really important, and I really believe that we connect our communities through food. So would you be willing to wear this blindfold?
Absolutely, yeah.
Great.
Thanks for challenging me with this task.
Okay, well, once you have it on, then you can tell me what we're going to create today in the basement kitchen at Denver Union Station.
Okay. You know, I was trained by a lot of the old European French chefs back in the day, and those chefs would tell you that your station should be so perfectly organized every day, and everything should be in the exact same place every day, that you could essentially have your eyes closed and cook service.
Okay.
So I guess this is a true test of that.
And is there a particular name or philosophy associated with that?
No, it's more just having your mise en place ready. You know,
Okay.
like in the cooking world, we say mise en place. So just having everything ready, having everything organized, and having it all in the same exact place every day. So cooking becomes more instinctual and more just reactive.
Exactly. So it's really about, again, once again, what we hear over and over and over again is it's about the preparation. And then the execution is flawless.
That's right.
Okay, so what are we going to cook today, Chef Lon?
Okay, so upstairs, like we say, we're downstairs in the bottom of Union Station right now. On the first floor, right above us, is a terminal bar. And at Terminal Bar, we're slowly but surely developing that into a German beer garden and concept. We have Plaza Beer Garden outside, and shortly here in the next few weeks, we're going to be opening up Terminal Beer Hall inside. So one of my favorite dishes that we're doing on our new menu here is we're actually taking the idea of a schnitzel. And a schnitzel is a very finely pounded piece of meat that's breaded in flour, egg wash, and then breadcrumb, fried till it's golden brown. And then traditionally you would serve it with some sort of a kind of a sweet and sour sauce. So we thought it'd be fun to go with some deli mustard for a little bit of spice, a little bit of mayonnaise for some creaminess, and then very traditional in a schnitzel is capers to bring in that salty component, some fresh herbs in the form of parsley, and then obviously highlighting our honey here from Denver Union Station to give us that nice deep sweetness. You know, something I really enjoy about working with honey as opposed to like granulated sugar or something like that, it's just the depth of flavor. You know, you're still getting that sweet quality, but then you're really building off of that, you know, kind of foundational depth of the honey as opposed to just granulated sugar, which is pretty much just like straight sweet. We're actually getting a flavor with the sweetness as well.
That's right. Very interesting. Well, it sounds so yummy. I can't wait to get started.
Great. Well,
So what are we going to do first?
okay, good.
Okay.
Just scooting over here, yeah. So we have our mixing bowl here.
All right.
Good. And up here I have my whisk. Okay, so we're just gonna whisk all these ingredients together.
Okay.
So, the first thing that I'm looking for here, here's my measuring cup. And then, mise en place, I have all my ingredients here. So we are first going to weigh out a 1/4 cup of mustard.
Okay.
Okay, good. I think I still need a little bit more in there. Right now, I feel like, especially with using a measuring cup, what I can do is just make sure that it's overly full and then just kind of use the spoon to scrape off any excess.
Okay.
Okay, good. So now what we have here is a 1/4 cup of our mustard. So again, this is just a prepared deli mustard, kind of like a Dijon mustard. Has a little bit of heat to it, which I think balances out really nicely with the sweetness in our sauce.
Okay.
Okay, good. So now we're going to put our mustard away. And next, we have our mayonnaise.
Okay.
Good. So again, same thing here with the mayonnaise, and I'm just gonna put in. Oh, I got a different spoon here. Okay. Good. A 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, equal parts.
Equal parts, so
Yeah.
that's a 1-to-1 ratio.
That's right, and then we're gonna put the same amount of honey in as well. So it's gonna be equal parts of honey, mustard, and mayonnaise. Okay, good.
Okay.
Wow, I think I got this down. Okay, good. So now, let's see, now we're done with the mayonnaise here, and we will move on to the honey.
Okay.
Good. And again, this is our Union Station honey from our ladies of Lodo.
I love that. And you know, they work hard. Each of those little souls work so hard to bring us this wonderful honey, and it's really a great thing that we have it here.
Okay. Ooh, this is a little tricky because the honey is kind of, you know, it's thick.
Yeah, right.
Now I'm looking for my next ingredient, which is the capers. Oh, I think I got them.
Okay.
Okay.
How many capers?
Capers, we're gonna put in 1 tablespoon.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Have they been drained?
They've been drained and just roughly chopped.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Right in. Good. And now, I'm looking for my parsley, which I believe is this.
Uh-huh.
And
And what kind of parsley is this?
Just Italian parsley, flat
Okay,
leaf.
flat
Uh-huh.
leaf, right?
That's right.
Not the curly kind. And how much
No.
of that?
Just 1 big pinch.
Okay.
Although with the amount of mayonnaise and mustard on my fingers, I'm gonna put in 2 pinches because I think
Uh-huh.
I'm still holding on to half.
And was that finely chopped or coarsely
That
chopped?
was coarsely chopped.
Okay.
You know, I like coarsely chopped herbs.
Okay.
I think that it gives you a nice big bite of flavor, and they don't wilt as quickly either.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so that's everything for our sauce.
Okay.
I have my whisk here, and I'm just gonna essentially whisk everything together.
All right. Well, it smells good. I can smell it from here.
Okay. Yeah, it's amazing when you can't, you know, see what you're doing. Your sense of smell really comes into play a lot.
And it has really kicked in for you, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. I
And
feel
that's
like
what I'm hearing from all my chefs.
That's good. I'm gonna cook service like this tonight. We'll see how that goes.
All right,
Good.
let's
So
rock
our
and roll.
sauce is prepared.
Yep.
Now we're to the point where we need to dredge our chicken and
So-
then right into the fryer.
Real quick, you made the sauce first.
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Well, because I want those flavors to kind of melt together, and I don't want the chicken to get cold while we're making the sauce.
Okay.
So the sauce is prepared, it's ready to go. Again, just proper mise en place, you know, like get done ahead of time what you can, and then when it comes to the actual cooking, everything's ready to go, and it can just be served hot. And the sauce has had plenty of time to kind of melt the flavors together and whatnot.
Okay.
So, okay, this
Yeah.
is a very traditional European breading method.
So-
it's called an anglaise method. It's a French word.
Anglaise.
And it basically just means to flour it first. That protects the meat and coats it. Then you dip it in the egg wash, and the egg wash essentially acts as the glue. And then you put it into the breadcrumb mixture, and the egg wash allows the breadcrumbs to stick to it. And then when you deep fry it, it gets nice and crispy. The egg and the flour form kind of a barrier around the meat, so it keeps all the juices inside.
So have you seasoned your flour?
Yep, I
Okay.
season the flour with salt and pepper.
Uh-huh.
And then I season the breadcrumbs with salt, pepper, and a little bit more of our parsley from earlier.
Right. So what oil are you using to deep fry it?
This is just a vegetable oil.
Okay, like any regular vegetable oil.
Yep, just straight up vegetable oil. It's not peanut oil.
Okay.
Okay, so now, this is the dangerous part. Okay, that's the top of the fryer. So,
I'm standing far back.
yeah, stand far back.
Uh-huh. Are you cooking them individually or
I'm
all
putting all
together?
4 in at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Did you get some sauce in there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you want to hand it back to me?
Is that enough?
It feels pretty heavy.
Okay.
I'm into it.
All right.
Okay. And the final dish. Voila.
All right. Well, take off your mask and tell us what you think. You're like Zorro.
Yeah. Hey, we did a good job.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
All right.
The
well,
chicken's nice and golden brown.
know-
The sauce looks good.
we'll know only after we taste it. So
Okay.
we're gonna have to take a little piece and dip it and see, because that's where the proof is, right?
Proof is in the schnitzel. Yep.
Thank you.
And then here's a piece of chicken.
Ooh. Okay. Let's see how this goes. I can't wait. It smells great.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good. Really awesome.
You get the salty, the sweet, the spicy. Yeah. Good. The
Oh,
chicken's
mushrooms.
nicely
Wow.
cooked. I think we did a pretty good job.
I think so too. Thank you so much, Lon.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. This program was brought to you by the generous support of Virtual Vanguard Productions. If you'd like more information about Cooking in the Dark, visit us at cookinginthedark.today or visit us at RockyMountainPBS.org.